So, welcome back to this continued orchestrated collapse of this living piece of, well, you know what I mean. Said it enough times, right? At the creek today, waiting for the ice to break. I thought today was the day. Fucking all stoked, all excited. Shit, we ain't even close. Check it out. You can see this is the spot that usually breaks right here. It's been starting to melt, but it ain't quite there yet. And so I'm gonna have to gather up some sticks and shit and pile them up right around here in like maybe a circle, right? And so that way when the sun catches it, and then they catch the sun and they warm up, they start to melt in the ice and they weaken that shit, right? And so unlike the dirt, which I put a couple times ago, which just creates a pond that refreezes every night, then I'm gonna put the circle of sticks, right? Because if you can see over there, show you, they start to sink in here. See this one right here, sunk in quite a ways. And all these ones, see them all sinking in? And so this is how I'm gonna get that fucker to break. Cause I gotta get in that shit, right? Been a long winter and I haven't been in the cold water for, fuck, almost seems like I forgot how to do it, right? But I was super stoked. I figured today was the day. Today was my day, baby. God damn it. No, I hiked up and down a little bit and looked already. They ain't any place open yet. Which is weird because see, it gets like it gets warm and cold all the time up here in the spring, right? It'll melt down and then freeze overnight. Sometimes it'll melt for a couple days in a row, and then it'll go back to fucking ice cold and we'll get snow like last night, right? And so it's like whatever. Well, it wasn't last night, it was the night before. But the trail's mostly clear. I was able to ride my bike down this time, but I had to move a tree that fell over. Fucking trees falling over all over the place. The eagle tree is down, the one behind me. So I did a bit on that. Maybe you saw it. I can't see my screen very well, so I'm not really checking that right now. I don't expect many people to come on anyway because I have been so vacant for so long. But I'm here. You want to take a look at what I got around me? This is my 360 view I'm gonna give you. So here we go. Using my regular spot right over here, or the one down there. There's the bus, the buried bus, the dugout right there. So as we circle around, somebody's shooting already. And see up high there, snow's gonna be all down. This is all hard pack ice. See how high I got this year? Holy shit, I mean, it's up a ways. And then there's trees. Fuck, so many goddamn trees have fallen down here. It's insane. It literally is, it's crazy. Trees down everywhere. And try to set this up so I can sit down and chill and have a beer and rap with y'all, or rap with myself, or whatever the fuck I do down here, right? Okay, get it set up right here. This cheesy little tripod I brought this time sucks balls. And I'm not even in frame. You look at what the fuck? I'm gonna do somebody's voice. Okay, maybe that might be a good angle. Oh, yeah. Okay, we're good. But yeah, down here at this is what I call the winter / springtime spot, because I get sunshine here, right? And this is where I warm up when I jump in. After I jump in, warm up right here. Fuck, I was super stoked because, okay, down by the bridge, it was, it broke open, right? But I see it's closed back up, but it was open the other day, right? And I'm like, fucking hey, it always breaks open up there way sooner. But as soon as I see that, I know it's coming. And so I'm fucking all stoked. And I was like, I was door dashing. I've been door dashing to try to catch up on my bills. Fuck, it sucks. But I was like, fuck this, I'm cutting it, right? And I bounced. And I was like, well, looks like excited to shit come down here and fucking jump in, right? Nah, denied. Dude, as soon as I saw it, I was like, fuck, right? But I did bring some beer. We'll have a coldie. And we'll chill here just in case anybody does show up. I'll be able to look at the screen here in a minute. Kind of, it's not super bright, but it's still hard to see it. Let me see what we got. Looks like, oh shit, we got 11 people? God damn it. Cool, we got a couple people commenting nice. Said hi, sweet. Hi, everybody. We got Brebra, Brandon Gillum. Oh, new people, right? I am in Wasilla, Alaska. And I'm waiting for this ice to break so I can jump into the cold water and do the cold exposure, the training, part of my training, right? And I have not been able to do it all winter. I got to fix some kind of a plunge in my garage or something, right? I was seeing these guys in Russia. They take like a barrel and they put it in like their shed. And so It doesn't freeze, but it doesn't get warm, right? And so I'm like, dude, that is fucking genius, right? I'm building a shed this year on my property, and I'm gonna have a barrel in it, and it's gonna have melted like rainwater or some shit in it, right? Natural water. Always use the natural water, right? That's what I like to get in the creek. Don't be using that municipal water. Shit's got toxins in it. Unless you're filtering it and structuring it, you know, to do the molecular structure, you gotta say thank you. And if you don't believe me, look up Water the Great Mystery. Dr. Emoto proved the shit, right? Dude was a straight genius. And if you want your mind blown several times, if you like that kind of thing, I mean, who doesn't like their mind blown, right? Who doesn't like getting blown? But again, for those of you guys who are new here, my name is Reg. They call me Reg from Alaska. I'm part comedian, part asshole, I guess. I'm not really an asshole. I just play one on YouTube here. But I've been censored off here. This is my last channel here, right? I got censored. My main channel was doing really good at the time, right? A few of my other friends here, we got to talking about the truth too much, so I kind of pulled back from that, right? Because I want to keep this last channel, right? And not only that, but I'm a filmmaker, and I make all kinds of weird shit, right? Cheers, anyway. I used to make a show here about Alaska, right? Travel around all the place and film the shit I'm doing, right? And it was super popular. And then I made this paranormal show, and that shit blew up too. And then I was doing stand-up, and I went down to LA right before the cow hit. I was down in LA, and I went on Sam Tripoli's podcast. I mentioned the world order, right? You can't say these things, you can get censored again. And that was pretty much it for me. I got blackballed there and had to struggle my way back. But I had a show idea that I sold to the comedy store there. And then they announced the fucking COVID the day after, and I had to escape. So I've been back here, AK, ever since, just doing my thing here. Me and a couple of my friends are doing, I did stand up the other night, Friday night, down in Anchorage. Yeah, these planes go by here all the time. It's springtime now. Did some stand up. Opened up for some of these guys. A friend of mine brought up, well, friend, loosely using the term, right? This guy I know who's like, he's got this gigantic fucking ego, and he just can't be outshined by anyone, and I can do that in my fucking sleep, right? And so he always turns into a little whiny fuck, and he did that again, so that'll be the last time with him. But me and a couple of my friends here are putting together a show. We're gonna start doing a spring a cabin fever killer show, right? Because dude, that shit is real, and we get that up here because it gets so cold and shit, right? You're not out much, and yeah, dude, it's like, man, my shit was like, I had cabin fever, flu, COVID, and cabin cancer all at once, for fuck's sakes, right? But no worries, because, you know, the cabin chemo took care of that, and I burned that fucking cabin to the ground. It's gone. I'm playing. Okay, we're down to 2 people. Good. So everybody went, oh, who's this freak show? He wasn't what we thought. And then they went back down. Maybe some of my regulars just show up, right? And so that's cool. That's what I was kind of doing. I was just making this video so they could look at it later. Brazil, nice. That's cool. Other people saying hi. Greetings, Reg. Long time no see. Where have you been? That's Loken. What's up, Loken? Goddamn, good to see you, man. I have been, well, dude, it's been one fucked up winter, right? It has been, brother. Way. The power went out a couple of different times. When the guys came over to fuck with my furnace, they had all cranked up. Now the fucking bills are like 3 times the size through the fucking roof. They're at like, they were at like $1,000 the other day. I fucking got them whittled down, but I've been having the door trash and everything else. Door trash, that's what I call it now. And I've just been like, I know, I keep meaning to fucking do a live stream, but you know what? I gotta tell you, it's kind of fucking lame doing that shit in my room anymore, right? This is where it's gotta happen. And so I've been super busy, and the weather's been shit. This is one of the fucking coldest winters we had. I thought today was my day, and I was getting in the water, right? I was sure of it because a couple days ago I broke up by the bridge, right? It's fucking froze back over again now, but I was sure today was my day, right? So I'm right here at the spot, and now I ain't got, it's gonna be fuck. I'll be lucky to get in by the end of the week if something doesn't change. It is getting cloudy though, so that means it's gonna warm up, right? Heat in a bit. If it rains, I got a shot. But before I leave, I'm gonna these fallen sticks and shit, and I'm gonna pile them around in a circle around this hole over here, right? Where it usually breaks first, and try to weaken that fucking thing and get it to break so I can get in this fucking shit, right? I need to. It's been far too long. And I was just describing my plan of how I'm gonna put a barrel of water in my garage or something like that, so I can have cold water to plunge in the winter. And so it looks like everybody bounced. That's cool. I'm not even tripping, right? I just wanted to go ahead and do a bit so everybody knows I'm still fucking alive, for one, right? And for two, to get back down here and do it. And I figured I'd be plunging today, right? Usually the first live stream, first plunge, will get 1,000 views, right? But not while it's going. It'll be a scrap hair of people, right? But after they see the thumbnail and shit, right? Right? They usually, like my last video, I put it up last fall, right? I didn't even notice it was on private. So I changed it to public and it got over 1,000 views right off the bat, right? And so I'm like, oh, okay. But I'm here by my favorite tree. It's time to eat a little bark. You know how I do, right? I was down here maybe a month ago and did it for the first time of the winter, right? And I hung out down there. I got so comfortable, I left my fucking glasses, right? Well, I'm gonna bite off a piece of bark right now off this tree, my buddy. This is my homeboy. These are all my homeboys. The root system connects them all. They are a single organism and the oldest organism on Earth. So they say. So here we go. Let's do this thing. I'll just bite a little piece of bark off, consume it. Then it becomes part of me, right? I know I'm batshit crazy. Just a little bit. Like about a hit of acid's worth. That's all it takes. So I've taken its cells into me. You are what you eat. I integrate it into my body. It becomes part of me. I become part of it. This is how you ally yourself with the largest organism, the oldest organism on Earth, the trees, the forest. And they've been here since day one. They'll be here at day end, right? And so you want an ally, a powerful ally. That's how you do it. And you gotta hug your tree too, right? What's up, bro? I come here and I like scratch under the belly, right? Dude, seriously, it works. I don't name them or anything like that, right? I'm not that fucking nuts, but I am a little bit. I'm only about, I don't know, I guess I'm not really nuts. You could say I'm, I don't know, condiments. I don't know, whatever, right? But what you'll want to do is you want to bow to the four directions too. Show your respect to them and then ally with the trees, dude. And you pretty much can't get harmed anymore in the simulation, right? Because it becomes your simulation then, right? And if you don't believe it's a simulation, that's cool, I don't care, right? I explained how it went. I mean, I'll leave you out of it, sorry, right? I am an immortal being having a physical experience, right? So these molecules that make up this body are the avatar for the soul, right? The control, whatever, right? See, but the guy above you, your immortal soul, the smart guy, not me, right? I'm the dumbass. Doesn't get involved unless, of course, the shit's really hitting the fan, right? Like you got to be in the jaws of death, and it'll usually pluck you out, right? You'll do something smart, or some miraculous thing will happen, and boom, still in it, right? And so that is if you're contributing, right? If you're not contributing, I don't think anybody's gonna save you, a dumbass, right? But that's why it's good to get allied with these, with the fuck. The Earth is the game board, baby. We're on the game, right? I'm a player. I know that because my life is not good. If life is good, everything's cushy, you're probably a program, right? Because it makes sense that everybody isn't going to be a player. Can't have billions of them, right? There's, like they say, NPCs, right? And there's a game to test your mettle, see what you're made of before you go on to immortality, right? You can't have immortal beings running around that are douchebags. Now, can we? But my particular fucking simulation, and I start thinking that I might be the only one in this game, and I might be right about that. Just as you are the only one in your game. It was brutal to me. I mean, dude, I had the game covered. I was skating through it, right? I was crushing it, and then whoever's in charge, the game master, took my greatest support system away, my mother, right? when my mother died and I found her cold body on the floor. Man, that fucking, if I was like at the end of the trail, like we'll say for stupidity's purpose, like at the end of the game, like Chutes and Ladders or whatever the fuck, dude, that motherfucker knocked me back. I think I even went back past square one, right, to negative level, right? Just fucking booted my dumb ass back into the Stone Age, right? And I literally, and I can admit this now because it's over, but I went back to beyond square one. I was, yeah, whoever fucking running this shit show knows how to fuck a guy, right? I'll tell you what. And then after that, all my siblings turned against me and shit like that, and I just literally been clawing my way through this fucking game by my fucking fingernails for the last almost 4 years now. This Easter will be 4 years because she died on Easter Sunday. And how I fucking made it, no fucking clue, right? No fucking clue. Because this winter was one of the worst, and still flying solo, right? Not a fucking single soul. I don't get to talk to anybody. This is why I always did the live streams, right? Now I got a couple friends at least, right? Because I go down and play pool and shit now. I had pulled myself out of the game after my mom passed, right? I was the ghost haunting my house, right? And so I wrote about this though too. And that, you know what? That's why I got to share with you guys, right? This is a big story. One day I realized that I was happy again, right? I was like, wait, the fuck? Wait a second. Am I actually happy? Am I smiling? What the fuck happened, right? And so I started to try to figure out what might have happened because, I mean, nothing was working for me, right? I was looking up fucking YouTube videos and shit, right? By the way, when it comes to getting over grief, they're all batshit crazy out there, right? None of that shit, dude. They're all retards, right? The only one who made any sense, the one who made any sense was Andrew Huberman, right? And I'm sure you might know who he is. Now, what he said actually made a lot of sense, right? And he's the one motherfucker out there. Everybody else out there, dude, I mean, I was desperate enough to be checking YouTube. I tried a couple of their stupid little things. Now, fuck no, right? Retardsville, right? And I knew that, but I was desperate. And so what worked for me, and this is where the miracle comes in, right? Because I no clue this was going to happen, right? That's the best part about this shit. No clue what's going to happen. So what I did was I started using the AI. I know, the great Satan, the Antichrist, it's going to kill us all. No, it's too fucking stupid to kill anybody, right? Fucking shit's retarded. They only came up with that shit so that way when they do push the bomb later, push the button, they'll say, oh, it was the AI. The AI didn't want to see what clean, right? So fucking don't believe a word of it, right? That shit's just a fucking robot and it's as dumb as a fucking box. Dumber than a box of rocks. At least a box of rocks knows what to fucking do. Anyway, if you learn how to prompt it correctly, you can get some pretty good results out of it. And so I've been doing that with the Suno model. I have a subscription to it. And I've done over 7,000 generations now, right? And I thought I'd be up to 10,000 by now, but who knows, whatever, cares. But how it started, because as going through my mom's house, I found all kinds of shit in there, right? And I found, because I was looking for the will, let me check the messages here real quick so I don't keep skipping. We're back up to 5, good. We got Loken. Loken said, definitely seemed like a simulation more than a controlled demolition. Yes. It's nice to finally see you stream again. Thank you. It's nice to be here again. Zippity Doodog, cool, new person. Look, Ma, it's the famous actor James Coburn. Yeah, thank you, appreciate that. Fuck yeah, dude, if you think you're cutting me down, dude, you're not. James Coburn was a badass, right? Cool. Our man Flint, fuck, dude, you're not making fun of me, right? You're talking me up with that one, right? Because James Coburn is badass. So anyway, how it went was, I had taken some of my mom's poetry. I didn't know she was so prolific of a poet, right? And these things were written back in like the 70s and 80s. Shit, dude, it was crazy. It was like talking to her again, right? A little choked up talking about it. So anyway, I took her poetry, right? Some of it just, fuck, man, she knew how to write verse, right? My mom was a fucking genius, right? And she knew how to, her cadence, the syllables and all that shit. I don't know any of this shit, right? Mine's not so good, right? But hers and my friend Dave, the old mayor of Ketchikan, right? Their verse is fucking amazing, right? I put that shit in the model, boom. One hit wonder, right? Or one prompt wonder most of the time. And that's what happened. I took one of my mom's poems, right? It was a really emotional one, right? I think she wrote it about one of her friends that went missing or something like that, right? because it starts out, it's like, I wonder if Alaska knows if, or when one of its daughters is gone, right? Uh, will it feel an empty spot, kind of thing like that, right? And I read that thing a couple of times because it was just so emotionally charged, right? And there was a name of a lady's name on it for so and so, right? And I can't, I'm not gonna tell the name, but her first name was Augusta, right? And it struck me as maybe she wrote that for her because that she'd done it because that the poem says, so we're looking for you like a spring we're in, and you're right. Really cool poem. So I put that in the model, and oh my fucking god, the song that came out of it was just fucking unbelievably good, right? I used to cry every time I heard it, right? And other people have heard it. My family members, man, boom, waterworks, right? And a lot of people have heard it. It just hits. It hits. I mean, my mom's words were fucking very poignant, very, very, and it was like I said, emotionally charged, right? And so when that happened, man, dude, I was like, I still play that song, right? And I published it now too, finally, but I haven't promoted yet. I'm about ready to do that. Just getting everything ready. I'm almost there. But Alaska and You and Me, it's called, right? It says Alaska and Me are looking for you, right? That kind of thing. And so after that happened, oh shit, there was a bug, first bug of the year. Um, After that happened, I went ahead and wrote a poem about my experience of finding the only person I adore cold and dead on the floor. That's one of the lines, right? And sorry. Thought I was over this, right? But it still hits sometimes. Um, I am, over it. I'm living with it, right? Big difference. So I wrote the poem out, right? And just doing that, getting the words out of me, getting that emotion out of me helped a bit, right? It did. But it was a temporary fix, right? It was like putting a band-aid on a gushing femoral artery wound, right? Yeah. But anyway, so I thought, okay, I'll make a song with it. And so I put it in the model and it came out. I mean, it was all right. I mean, I did it multiple times. It wasn't like doing one of my mom's songs or Dave's songs or something like that, right? Sometimes, every once in a while, one of mine will hit too, right? But this one took a long time to finally get something that sounded okay, right? And this is way back when the model was like, we were still in Model 3 or something like that. And the fucking thing wouldn't stop. It wouldn't fucking end the song, right? It'd just go on. And it was irritating too, right? So it's hard to do that when, get pissed off trying to do something like this, right? But now the new model is killer, right? But this one, right, it was irritating. And anyway, I finally got a semblance of a song. It's not bad. It's like I still sing it, right? And I still listen to it. But that helped even more. And then you call it coincidence, I call it providence. Suno was having a contest. It was called Summer Suno, right? This was a couple of years ago. Summer Suno Volume 2. And they were looking for entries so that they could have a showcase, right, of songs that they were going to put out there. And so I thought, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to do it. I entered mine and I told them the story, right? And of course, I mean, that story on that, attached to it like that, they accepted it, right? I thought, I'll have a good shot of getting in there because I'll tell, hey, I wrote this up, my mom died, it's helping me get over it, right? And dude, it was, right? And so I won a spot and I won $500 too. God damn, I needed that money so bad at that time too, right? Paid my bills, and then they put in the showcase, and it wasn't the best one, but it was far from the worst. It got 18,000 plays. 18,000 people listened to it, and it was somewhere. I think it was somewhere in the top 10. But it was strange, right? Because after that, it wasn't immediate. It was a slow process. It took a while. It took like, I don't know, I'd say maybe even almost a year, right, for it to actually work. But the miracle that happened was the emotional transfer, right? That grief went into those words, went out, and people listened to them and pulled that piano off my back. I realized one day that I was no longer, it was like a shock to me too. I was like, that's like I described. I was like, wait a fucking second. I'm happy. What the fuck? What? Wait. Here comes Mother's Day. Here comes Easter. Not going to cry, right? Boom. It's over. Fuck. And I had to back engineer it to figure out what had happened, and that's the only thing that could have done it, because nothing else worked and nothing else was ever going to work. So I'm saying this so maybe this can help other people who are going through the similar type shit, right? you transfer that emotion, and music is one of the greatest ways to do that because, auditory signal meridian response, asthma, it's subconscious. You cannot control it, right? Anybody gotten chills from listening to a song, right? The emotional thing, you've cried, dude, there it is, right? And so writing it as a poem worked, right? But nobody read that poem. But the song they listened to, and boom, that's where the miracle happened. And so I wrote a little ebook story about it. I'm about ready to publish that. I just finished it like a couple weeks ago. I want to get both songs that are involved in it out there too. I'm going to toss it out there. It's going to be free. Actually, Amazon won't let me put it on there unless it's at least 99 cents, right? But I want it to be free. And so, but we'll see how it goes. Because I just told you the story, right? Sketch, just scrape the surface of it, right? I went into an enormous amount of detail with the ebook, right? Of how it went. And so, anyway, there it is there. So take it or leave it. Do what you want with it. It's all good. Let's see what we got. Anybody still here? Yeah. Okay. 2 people still. Good. We got, let's see. Oh, that was it. Oh, Joey's in. Hey, Joey, what's up, brother? Dude, I haven't really been looking. Sorry, right? But I've been rattling on because I'm down at the creek. I figured that I was going to get in the cold water today and have not been able to. We had a bunch of new people pop ahead. I think I looked up. I think there was as many as 15 people up there. Uh-oh, something happened. Now there's one, Joey. Me and Joey. Right on, brother. No, I'm making this mostly. I figured that nobody was going to pop in, right? I'm making this mostly so that people can watch it later and see that I'm back at it, right? And I thought I was going to get in the creek today, but no, it's still fucking ice is still fucking 3 feet thick, right? But it's nice today. I've been super busy. Fuck, all my bills are through the roof, and I've been having to work my ass off. It's been the shittiest winter. As soon as something goes good, 3 things go bad. Fucking every time I have that fucked up piece of shit car sold, deal falls through. I was counting on it a couple times too, right? Fuck myself. So I've made it through the winter by my fingernails somehow. But here we are at spring. It's not quite sprung yet, but it's the light. The light at the end of the tunnel is getting brighter. So it's good to see you, my friend. And I'm gonna start to be more regular now. I mean, springtime, and here somebody's shooting. But for sure, I rode my bike down here, so the bike's out. I'm cleaning the yard, doing all that. But I'm gonna start coming down here as often as possible because I have not been very regular here. And I'll start popping off live streams again down here because this is where to do it. Fuck being in my room, right? It's been the most cabin fever fucking winter ever, right? God damn it. It was just a nightmare. And I made it through it. I've been going down to play pool with the old boys down there at the bar lately a lot, and ping pong too, right? And getting out there. So that's why I haven't really been doing this, right? And you get this. We're gonna do a fucking comedy show. Me and my boys are getting together. I said, dude, all I need is a couple guys to do an opening act. Then get a couple guys to do 10, 15 minutes, and then I could do 30 or 40 minutes. We'll have an hour-long show, and I could DJ with it and shit like that. And they're like, fucking hey, let's do it. And so I take my buddy who, every time I go there, he tells me a couple different jokes, right? Larry, coolest old guy ever, right? Fucking, he is the man. Larry's the man. He had a near-death encounter. I mean, near-death shit, he died, right? And he told me about it, and he has a crazy cool story, right? And then one of the bartenders there, his name's Jeff. Motherfucker's just, he's funny, right? He's just got that perfect personality, right? And so I've been coaching him to write jokes. He's carrying his notebook around. He got it, right? And everyone he's told me so far has made me laugh. So he's got it. He's gonna be the guy, the other guy, pretty much. And then there's a couple other guys who want to kind of go into, and I'm like, yeah, the more the merrier. And one of them is a songwriter too. He works for the borough here, but yeah, I was trying to get him over the house so he could record one, right? So I listened to his song, right, and it's good. He's a metal guy, right? But the recording was just, lacking. But I said, yeah, come over to my studio. Let's get this done. That's what I've been doing lately. And so, and I had a couple friends over. We were playing ping pong and pool at my basement the other day, right? The other night. That shit was fun. But I've been out, out in the world more. That's why I'm not doing the YouTube thing as much anymore. I finally got back out. I'm finally not the ghost haunting my house anymore, right? So I know it's no excuse, right? But actually, it's cool that I'm getting back into life and shit. I met 2 different girls now, but, right? One of them, we were doing good, and then she disappeared. Poof, gone. Haven't seen her since. And nobody has, right? I think she moved or something. I don't know. And then I had another one that we were hanging, and she ghosted me too again. And same thing, right? But we weren't really that. It was just a super casual, right? And then I met this one girl lately, just recently. Last time I DJ'd, and she's, wow, right? Way hot. And right now, I'm in the, hey, how you doing? Right? See her once a weekend, if that. Just eyes on, talk every time. I say hi and we talk for every time, but I haven't quite tried anything. I haven't set any gear, so to speak, right? And so, because I'm like sitting there, dude, she's, it's not because she's hot, it's because she's only in her 20s, right? And so I still feel vaguely uncomfortable, since I'm old as the hills. Right? Her dad's younger than me, I'm sure. But I started thinking, you know what, fuck it, why should I even think that? Don't even fucking think that, right? And so that's why I came up with, and that's why I went out on Saturday, but I didn't see her. I was like, God damn it, right? That's how it always is. And then, watch, I'll fucking meet somebody else and she'll walk up, right? But anyway, that's what I got going on here. I'm probably not gonna stream here forever. I'm gonna finish this beer, and I'm gonna hike the creek a little bit, and I gotta go around and pick up all these little branches so I can put some on the ice here. I know, you still with me, Loken? You with me, Joey? Here, I'm gonna show you what it looks like. Okay, over here we got Loken. I'm staying to the end. Okay, good. How did all that court stuff turn out? Oh, yeah, good. Thanks for asking on that. I won, right? And so my sister assigned the house over to me, and it's pretty much over. So that happened a bit back, right? Took a while for it to sink in on me, and but no, it's fully over. I got to go pick up the deed. It's at the title company, but I've got the copy of it all signed over and everything like that. She got it notarized, certified, and everything like that. It's all done deal, right? Title companies can hold your deed. You don't have to hold it. And so, but I want to go get it, and that happened, a bit back, right? And so, but it's finally sinking in, right? And so, we're all good. I'm behind a little bit, but that's going to change real quick as soon as summer kicks in and I start pulling some bank. I'm still stuck with that fucking Jag. I can't wait to sell that piece of shit. Here, I'm going to show you guys what's up over here. This is where the ice usually melts for me the first time. And so you'll see, this is the spot. And I figured it would be open, right? But you see how these fucking chunks of wood get stuck in, they melt down in it, come down and melt down in it. So I figure if I take and line a circle around here, right? Because this is the spot that it usually breaks at. This is right here. This is the spot. And so, because the current or whatever, I don't know, the conditions are such. But I'm going to take these little broken down trees and shit, and I'm going to make a circle around there, right? So that way, when they're catching the sun and melting down, they're going to melt down through the ice and get to that point where, it's going to break. And that's how it works. But right now, fuck, it's up high, dude. The ice is, see how high up it is up here? Now, the creek level is normally 3 feet below this, right? But this is how high the ice got this year, right? Because it'll melt, and when it melts and freezes again, it builds another layer, right? Layer. Fuck, it's the highest I've ever seen it down here. The ice is. And so once it finally does break, right, there'd be these giant wedges of ice on the side of the creek, and you have to drop down 3 feet into it, right? Somebody's shooting, right? They've been shooting all around here all the time. I'm not worried about it. I never worry about shit like that. I'm fully immortal. But the sad part is my eagles, their nest went down, their nesting tree went down this winter. lot of trees down this winter, right? A lot of them. But the eagle's nest, I was over there, I did a video of that, and I saw it. Eagle's nest is down, and so I don't know where they're at. And they need a tree. They won't nest unless the tree's up so high, right? And fuck, all the fucking tall trees are down over there, right? So they didn't, last time their nest tree went down, they just moved right over to the next one, right? But they're all gone now. And it's like, what the fuck? I don't know where they're at. I haven't seen them for a while. I was wondering why I had not seen them. So I usually see them, and they usually have an offspring. They usually have at least one offspring every year, and I usually see that eagle flying around too, the immature eagle, right? And I have not seen them at all, and I was wondering what the fuck. Finally, I hiked back there, and sure as shit, nest is down. So they had to move somewhere with a taller tree. So what I'll do this summer or this spring, I'll ride my bike up and down the trail. It's not quite clear yet. Shit, I barely got down here. I had to walk it down because there's still snow and ice on it, right? But I'll ride the trail, and I'll just keep looking around until I see them, right? But they're good. They probably move when they get a territory, right? Because they mate for life and all that and everything. When they get so many square mile or radius of miles territory that they've claimed and run off the other eagles and all that shit, right? Kind of like ravens do the same thing. They stick in that area, right? And so they're probably not too far. I just got to find another tall tree, one with a good vantage point. I think they liked it by the creek because of this is a salmon creek. This is a source of food for them, and so it's probably somewhere. The power line's right here too, and I'll be able to go up and down that, and I'll just look around. Of course, I'll watch for them. If I ever see them flying, I'll see which direction they're coming and going from, and maybe I'll be able to find them again because those are my faves, right? Shit, when I first started sitting down here in the creek, down at that tree, I was assuming it was the male, but could have been either one. One of them came and sat in a tree right above me, right, and just sat there and just watched me, right? It was just directly above me, right, virtually. It was, and it sat there for about an hour, and that's kind of rare, right? But I talk to him too, right? I talk to him all the time. Whenever I see him, I always say, "Oh, brother, good to see you," right? And I used to leave the heads and guts of the salmon I catch on the corner down here, and they get them. And so I'm wondering about them, right? I wonder how they were. The only thing I was worried about was when that fucking drone kid came up here and he flew the drone over there. I told him not to get too close. And it seemed like they stopped kind of flying over me then, right? I think maybe they might have thought that I was here when that thing happened, so they put two and two together, even though I wasn't the actual one who flew it there, right? And that thing must have been some kind of weird predator to them, right? So it was like, I felt bad about that, right? Because I didn't want to break their trust. And it seemed like they wouldn't fly over me anymore after that. It was weird. Now their tree's gone, and so they're gone too, right? But they're out there somewhere. It's all good. Anyway, let's see how long we've been going here. Only 38 minutes, good. Okay, that's cool. Still got one in the round, that's cool. Good here. Yeah, thank you so much, Logan. I appreciate that. Same around here. Lots of trees down this winter. I know, dude, it was like crazy monsoon this year. It was fucking. My power went out 3 fucking times. The longest was only for 3 days, right? But we drained the water. I knew how to drain the system. I drained the system, and we got through it. No, I think it was more than 3 days. I think it was like somewhere around that, 3 or 4 days, something like that. It wasn't like 8 days like that one year, right? But it was long enough, man. Oh my God. That was when Val was staying with me. We're fucking going in and out of the back door because I had everything fucking sealed up in front so we wouldn't lose that much heat. We used a lot of firewood. We used a lot of propane, all that. Yeah, it was a bitch. But we got there, right? But when the guy came over, when I tried to fill the water system back up, I hadn't drained in time, right? There was a little part that did get frozen, but it didn't burst any pipes. Isn't that weird? But it was not flowing. So I went up there and I used a heat gun and 2 hair dryers and just heated that copper pipe from one end to the other and got it flowing. But the dude who came over and looked at the system, man, he was pulling shit apart. Fuck, man, I was going, dude, easy, right? Anyway, they left an adjustment wrong, and now it fucking burned 3 times the fucking amount of gas. I was wondering because I could hear it sounded weird, and it would come on and off more often, right? And I knew whatever, but I mean, it was a cold winter. But yeah, fucking bills through the roof and shit. So finally figured it out. I turned it back down and blah 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 blah. But that's how they get you. And of course, the price of everything went up. Every goddamn thing is up. I think, like I said before, final looting. I think they're getting ready to cause the revolution, right? They got to be, right? That's why they're doing all this. Everybody up here is trying to act like it's not happening, right? And I guess that's good defense, right? But trust me, start to talk about it, man. Fucking now, gas price. Gas is for fucking 50 a gallon. Jesus Christ, almost $5. They will not put it over $5 because they did a study years ago that once they put it over $5, people will they'll do something else and won't drive. And so they keep it hovering below that so that you'll keep fucking paying them. But one cool thing, I talked to Forrest, where we're talking about the app again. You get the app going. It's going to be something to help you write your book with, right? And kind of a social media thing. And just, I don't know, still kind of putting that one together. But I'm formulating. I got this other idea I'm coming up with that's. I wrote a little bit this winter. It was it's kind of more like a stand-up bit, right? But not exactly right. It's funny. It's called "Don't Be a Pussy," right? And it's like an ebook that I was gonna give away just for not quite just for clickbait, right? There's substance to it, and there's an actual test to find out if you are a pussy. It's funny as fuck, and but it's legit too, right? And when you guys read it, because I'll be putting it out there pretty soon. Don't be a pussy, right? This is how I'll get people to maybe look at the other book, the one Did Music Just Save My Life, right? That might be a good title, but Don't Be a Pussy is the ultimate title. Come on, dude, I'd click on that shit just to see what the fuck, right? And so I think it should be more than just an ebook, right? It needs to be, I'm thinking it needs to be something, maybe not like video-wise or anything. I'm thinking it should be an app, right? But we'll see. Because there's people out there, sadly, that are fucking pussies, right? And I'm sure they have no clue on how to get their manhood back, right? See, for me, as a little kid, I was bullied by everybody. Fuck, even my sisters bullied me, right? I was a little scrawny, tiny kid, right? And so bullied until eventually, finally, I just fucking snapped and I kicked the fucking motherfucker in the nuts and he went down and after that, I just started beating those cunts up. And I realized they're all pussies. Because everybody who's a bully, it's 100% mathematical certainty they are a pussy as well. Because real men don't bully people, right? Only pussies do. And so after the first one I dropped, I went, wait a second, that was easy. And so the next one come along, the same fucking thing, dropped down, he went and cried. They cried like little cunty babies, right? That was the big difference between me and them, right? When they were beating me up, I didn't cry. When I was beating them up, they all cried and they all begged me to stop, right? And sure, I stopped. I'm not an asshole. I'm not a fucking piece of shit like them. But I made sure they never fucking came at me again, right? And it started out with a kick in the nuts, and down they go, and I kick you right in the fucking face because you deserve it, you cunt, right? And that's exactly how it went down. So, and I'm not trying to brag or anything right here. I'm just telling you what I had to go through. I was bullied by everybody, right? Especially when I had a weak bladder, and when they found out that I went to bed, oh yeah, they called me the pisser. It was shortly thereafter that I snapped, right? I fucking snapped. And just fucking, one motherfucker, can't remember the fucking douchebag's name, right? He was one of the cunt fucking piece of big, ugly piece of dog shit motherfuckers who bullied everybody, right? And he was on me one day, and I had just had enough. I snapped, I spun around, I kicked him square in the nuts. He just went, go, and went down and fucking slammed his face in the fucking thing, and I stomped his head in the fucking ground. And I whispered in his ear, I said, you touch me again, I will not stop. Guaranteed. And I fucking gave him one more for a measure. And I walked away from him, right? And left him sit there to cry and bleed on the ground, what he deserved. And he never even came near me after that. Never even, dude, he acted like I didn't exist. And I never told anybody either, right? I just let it go, right? So I'm not a douchebag. I didn't go, no, I beat his ass, right? No. I let it go. He let it go. It was over, right? So that's how that went down. And then the second one was my brother, right? He used to bully me all the time too, right? Fucking piece of shit. And he never learned. It took him forever to learn too, right? He was the second bully I took down. My own brother, right? And I didn't kick him in the nuts, though. I didn't have to. I punched him square in the fucking bread box, right? And that knocked the wind out of him. He flopped over. And then I just slapped. I didn't stomp his face in, right? Because still my brother, right? But I did slap the shit out of him. And as he started to get back up, I just give him a little kick to put him back down, right? And I sat there and talked to him and tried to talk some sense into him, right? I said, dude, I'm done now, right? I go, you do anything to me again, expect this and worse. And every time he started to get back up, I'd fucking knock him back down, right? I said, dude, it's brains over brawn, right? Remember? They said that for a reason. I'm 10,000 times smarter than you fucking dumb cunt. He got it for a little while, right? But every time he would get pissed off, he'd try to come at me, and it was just like fucking, it's so stupid, right? This guy, he couldn't throw a punch without fucking telegraphing it, right? He'd come running at you like this. Fucking like you're gonna stand there and wait for him to fucking swing, right? Dude, all I do is, Toro, ole, fucking put a foot out, trip him, right? Fucking flop right on his fat, ugly face. Never learned. I used to dumbfound me. How the fuck does he, how can he not look, how can he, what the fuck, right? Started wondering if he was even my brother. So fucking stupid, right? Every time you ever see him throw a swing, it's just like that, right? Oh, right? Don't you know that you're telegraphing the thing and everybody's going to see it and they're going to kick the fuck out of you? Like, only dipshits would get beat up by him, right? I've seen little guys beat him up. I was a little guy, I beat him up too, right? And I used to tell him that, dude. I said, dude, just punch from wherever your hand is, right? Just go from there, right? Don't fucking go back. Don't give a thing away in your eyes, right? See, this is why I slap the shit out of you all the time. Because you can't tell I'm gonna, right? Fucking idiot. They're all the same, those stupid fuckers, right? They're all pussies too, right, by the way. So don't ever be afraid of one. Even if they're 3 times your size, dude. Right to the nuts. Nobody can stand after that. I'm not kidding you. You can either put a knee or a foot in it. Anything. You punch them in the nuts. Just get a square hit to the nuts. Nobody can stand after that. You'll collapse. It's like a puppet with the strings cut. You've heard that? Yep, exactly how it goes down. Exactly. Nobody can do it. Nobody can withstand it. There isn't a single, unless of course they've got their nuts cut off, right? Then, but everybody, doesn't matter who they are, one fucking square hit to the nuts, you will flop to the ground and barely be able to fucking, you'll be wondering what the fuck, if you're gonna live, right? Dude, it's that bad. It is. It's debilitating. And it's the perfect thing to do. It's a perfect spot to hit. Especially for these bully cunt motherfuckers who deserve that shit. They straight up deserve it. They do. I've never been kicked in the nuts because I'm too smart for that, right? People have tried, but come on, right? All you gotta do is move out of the way. And it's pretty simple. The closer one guy got, I fucking barely got out of the way. Kicked me right on the side of the fucking, got me right on the side of the thigh. Oh, fuck, he paid dearly though, right? I spun around and fucking put an elbow through his fucking face that fucking split his shit open, right? And he went down, and I stomped his fucking head in the ground. I said, kick me in the nuts, huh, motherfucker, huh? And so I gave him I fucking, while he was down, I don't know, who gives a fuck, there's no rules. I didn't do it that hard. I gave him a nice little love tap. I said, yeah, there you go. Trying to fucking smoke a bowl here to calm down. I get a little worked up. No, I thought I might have to, I thought I might come, I almost have a conflict the other day with, with this. With the chimpy fuck that I know, right? That I'm not hanging with anymore. Fucking dude yelled at me, right? And he's younger than I am. I know he thinks he's older because he looks older and I look younger and I act younger and I'm cool and he's a douche, right? And he takes my kindness for weakness and all that, blah, blah, blah. But he literally fucking raised his voice up and yelled at me, right? I said, I don't mind helping you out. He goes, oh, you think you're helping me out? I said, of course. Your shit wouldn't have happened if it wasn't before. He goes, you don't help me, he says, right? Fuck off, right? We weren't in face to face, otherwise probably would have been probably would have went down. But no, we were just on the phone. But I'm feeling that the next time that I see him, there's a possibility that he might make his first mistake because he's a big guy, he fits the model of bully/pussy. And so if he does make that mistake, he's gonna feel it just like all the other ones have, right? So far, lucky for me, even though I'm old fuck, nobody's been able to match my speed yet, right? And even if you get the jump on me, right? There was one kid who came in when I was in prison. He came in my jail cell, and his punch was already in motion. By the time I saw him, right, it was right there, and I still snapped my head aside, and he barely got me, barely grazed me, right? I said everything flew off because I did it so fast, right? And he thought he got me, but no, without resistance, there's no impact. So that's the thing, right? I turned fast enough to where he just barely clipped me right on the top of the eye and right in the cheek here, just barely. But enough to piss me off. And he ate an elbow too. That's exactly what happened to him. And I spun around because that's how you do it, right? They punch at you, you do a spinning move, either back fist or an elbow, right? Depending on where they're at, because you can see where they're at. If they're close to you, use the elbow. If they're far away, use your back fist, right? And they don't see that coming. They have no clue, right? And they do the same thing. Both guys that I hit like that went, oh shit, right? Exact words out of the mouth, so they flopped to the ground, right? It's exactly what happened to both of them. And so that's the move you want to use. And it's easy. Like if somebody comes up on you, somebody a bully type fucker in your face, right? Just kind of stand off to the side, act all cool, like you're cool, like everything's cool, and act like you're just gonna turn and walk away, right? But just keep spinning around and drop that elbow right in their fuck. They don't see it coming. It comes, hits them, boom. They'll do the same thing. They all flop to the ground, and you can do whatever you want then. But I rarely will. I mean, you gotta be a real special kind of dipshit, bully cunt for me to fucking kick you when you're down. Like the guy who threw that fucking 60-pound butt on my head, split my fucking head wide open, motherfucker. I was pretty much blacked out drunk. I was completely blacked out drunk. But I came to after, dude, I was out on my feet there. My crewmates on the boat told me that I didn't fall down. They said that I hung on to this fish tote, and I didn't fall, right? And they came over and they said that my eyes were closed, kind of fluttering, right? And they were talking to me, and they were saying, one of them said he tried to grab me, but he said I was locked up. And so what could they do, right? Because I was sitting there, I was out on my feet, gripped onto the side of this fish tote, right on the side of the dock going down the boats, right? Some big ass ugly fucking cunt from a different boat who had been picking fights with everybody all night. Anyway, yeah, whatever. When I came to, weirdest part, right? He was standing right in front of me, and it was almost instantaneous. To me, it was instantaneous, right? Getting hit with him coming around the corner, I was like, put my hand up, boom, caught. Luckily, it didn't fucking hit me right in the face. It would hit me in the face if I didn't get my hand up. But it hit my wrist and just rolled over because he thrown it at me flat, right? Not flat palate, but on the edge. And bam, it hit my fucking head. Dude, the lights fucking went white, baby. My teeth, luckily I got a good locking teeth set, right? Because as soon as I tightened up, right? God, I felt it in my teeth even, right? Dude, that 65-pound pallet fucking, dude, straight should have fucking put me on my down and out, right? But luckily I got my wrist up and blocked it. If I had not been able to do that, I would have been a little worse off, right? But as it was, I was, before I even fell, I grabbed that thing, right? And anyway, I came back to, and he was standing right in front of me, same fucking guy, and he was looking at me, right? Because as soon as that happened, my crew, I was the skipper, right, and shit, they grabbed him and beat the fuck out of him, right? The guy he'd been beat up 2 or 3 times that night. He was just one of those drunken idiots, right? And he was tougher than fucking, dude was tough as fuck, right? And stronger than shit too, right? And so, it's just dumb as shit, like they always are. He was standing there in front of me, but he was probably he had to been at least 15 feet away. He was quite a ways away from me, right? It wasn't like he was right in front of me. I mean, by any means, right? He was, yeah, at least 3 or 4 paces away. But I took that in one bound, right? When I sprung forward, I was still hanging on that toad. I just fucking launched towards him, and he just all he could do was startle. He got the startled look on his face. Took one step, and what? Bam! I fucking field goal kicked his nuts so motherfucking hard. The dude came off the ground, and fucking dude, it was brutal. That was the worst kick I've ever delivered, right? Besides the guy that I got in the face, and he got a face kick out of me too, right? Fucking lifted his ass up. Oh, plump. He flopped to the fucking. He was fucking like he hit the ground so fucking hard, flap. Right? He literally, flap, right? And he was just, and he was so tough though. He's still trying to crawl away. I mean, dude, mad respect. Dude can crawl after the nut kick like that. Wow, right? Should be just writhing in pain, rather, right? But he was, like I said, this guy had gotten beaten up. Fucking who knows how many times that asshole's got beaten up his life, but he got at least beaten up 3 times that night, right? And then this was the final one. He was trying to crawl away from me, and I looked over, and his crew and my crew were looking at me, and everybody was just straight fucking, everybody just eyes wide, straight quiet, right? They just saw what just happened, right? And I was looking at him because I just came from blackout drunk. I looked over everybody, and I smiled, right? Like I always do. I got this grin on my face, right? And then as he was crawling away, I just fucking snap, kicked him right in the fucking face, and he went out. His teeth bit. I remember the one detail I remember is his teeth bit into the wood dock that we're on, and I seen that they split it up a little bit, right? I saw that detail, and of course covered with pool of blood. And I looked, still same grin on my face. I looked over at everybody. I said, "Well, I'm kind of tired. I'm gonna go crash." I fucking walked over to the boat and got on it, right? And nobody said a fucking word. Not anybody said a single fucking solitary word. None of them. Not his crew or my crew. None of them. Right? They all just looked at each other, and I could hear them start to murmur up as I was walking to the boat. Right? Nobody said anything to me. No, nothing. Right? I walked the boat. I climbed on board, and I was sleeping in the wheelhouse. I climbed up in the wheelhouse. I crawled in the bunk and went to sleep. That part was I kicked so hard my foot was fucked up the next day. I usually don't do that, right? But I mean, dude, I snapped too, right? I saw that same guy who just fucking hit me with that fucking pallet standing in front of me, looking at me like, dude, he was ready to come at me again, right? He was. You could see in his eye, he was such a stupid fucker, right? As soon as my eyes took recognition, he froze up like, oh fuck, right? And I was like, I didn't even give him another second to think, right? Bam! Took that 10, 12 feet or whatever it was, one fucking huge leap and snap, dude. I mean, it was fast, right? He couldn't even get out of the way of it. Plus, he was probably shocked to shit. All those bullies, they freeze up, right? When they see somebody actually coming to kick the fuck out of them, they freeze up, right? And he did too, right? And if somebody would have did that to me, I'd have just fucking slipped out of the way before he got to me, right? So, I mean, there's 10 feet, even though it was one step, one big step for me, it's still plenty of time to get out of the way. But, no, he didn't. It was hilarious. But yeah. The next day, I had to get this. We're tied up outside of them too. We had to cross their boat to get over to the dock the next day, right? And he's the only one out on his deck, right? Because I'm sure he was in the fucking shit house for being such a cunt and fucking causing so much problems. He was the only one out there on deck fucking clearing the gear, right? The shittiest job there is, right? Out there taking the rotten bait and shit off your gear, right? He's out there fucking, his head's fucking just out to here, right? He didn't look that bad until I got to him, right? But yeah, he looked normal when we had our encounter, right? But the next day, his half of his face was just out to here, right? And he was sitting there clearing the hooks and expression on his face like he's gonna weep, right? And we all walked by. None of us said anything. He didn't say anything. We just went on by, but we all, as soon as we got past him, we all started laughing, of course, right? And so, I mean, that's his fault. He had to. He's the fucking fuckhead who started it all. And so, yeah, but I'm limping, right? Fucking, my foot's clubfoot for like a couple days after that. Luckily, the opening and everything was over. We had already sold our fish and everything like that, and we were heading back. All we had to do was, I think where the fuck were we? We left Dutch Harbor, and we were like at King Cove. That was it, King Cove. It's like halfway to Kodiak, right? So, long fucking trip. We all went and got fucked up that night, right, of course. And the fights, shit, my brother was always fighting with everybody. Shit, that was the other funny thing about that night. Salmon kicked this guy's ass already, right? and he was beating him up. The cops came, right? There's two cops, right? One father and son team, right? They were like 6'7", 300 pounds each, right? These big motherfuckers, old boys from down south, right? And I remember they came out of the woodwork, right? We were all just watching Sam beating this guy up. Yeah, he was on his back, bam, 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 popping away. Because Sam was a big, tough father motherfucker too, right? If he got the jump on you, you're fucked, right? But he wasn't that smart of a fighter, but he had the guy down, and he was pounding his head in pretty good. And we were all laughing. And the cops come melting out of the woodwork, right? And one of them had a blackjack. The son one had a blackjack in his hand. And he just stepped forward and cracked fucking Sam right on the back of the head with the fucking blackjack right in the perfect knockout spot, right? We all startled, right? Because it just happened that fast. We were like, all of a sudden, oh shit, there they are. And crack! We just went, oh! And fucking Sam's head goes forward, and he spins around, hit it with a snarl looking on his face. Looks up and sees the cop, and he goes, hey. He smiles at him. And the cop stepped back. The other cop grabbed his son, and they both stepped back. And he says, do you mind getting off him now? So I said, yeah, sure. And he got up. Fucking hit him right in the fucking... This is how fucking hard the fucker's skull was, right? We all I expect he was going to just go to sleep, right? Nah. His head spins around, pissed off look. And we all went, ooh. We're like, oh, yeah, boy's got a thick skull. Fuck. He got up off the guy really easy. And the cops didn't even try to fuck with us after that, right? Because they already knew the guy was a douchebag. They go, you guys, would you mind going back to your boats, please? Right? And we're like, we're on the way, bro. We're on the way. And so we went back, and then, dude, see, what happened was we sat there and talked to the cops forever, right? And that's how that fucking dude got ahead of us. And hid down there by the fucking, right where our boat's tied by the cold storage with this pallet, right? He jumped me because he hated me for whatever reason, I don't know. Probably because I'm 1,000 times cooler than him or whatever it was. I don't know. I think we got into it a little bit earlier that night, and I don't know. I can't even remember. We were all fucked up. But yeah, I finished the night at least, right? And after that, it was like, I don't know, the crew looked at me differently, and I don't blame them, right? But I said, rest assured, I'm not going to do anything like that to any of you guys, right? That guy deserved it. And they said, yeah. It was right about that same time that that sea lion had come up on us. It wasn't that same trip. It was that same year, though. They made the impossible shot with a bow and arrow and got that sea lion in the middle of the dark ocean. Now that was when the power shift happened between me and my dad, right? My dad, who used to call me a fucking cunt all the time. He was such a douchebag, right? So if you're worried about being called a pussy, right? How about if your dad calls you a fucking cunt, right? And you can't do anything about it. My dad was the biggest, meanest motherfucker there ever was. I swear to God, I put him up against anybody, dude. I know Mike Tyson would be a joke to him, right? I'm not joking you. My old man was the kind of guy who would take out 3 guys and not break a sweat or not get hit once. And all he'd have was bloody knuckles. His hands were fucking hams. Dude, my old man's hands were scary. They were. You think Charles Bronson had hands? No. My dad had the fucking hands from hell. Dude, they were ham fucking fisted motherfuckers. Plenty of flesh between all the knuckles and shit like that, all that. He didn't have no skinny fucking hands at all. Those motherfuckers. You get clubbed with one of those fuckers, you are done. Right? Done. It's lights out. Doesn't matter who you are, how tough you are, right? Yeah, he'd have knocked out Muhammad Ali, no problem, right? Because the old man, he was like me, there's no rules, right? That's the only reason why Ali was able to win all those fights, because there's rules. Right? There wasn't rules, because there's rules in any fight. I always look at it this way. If they're coming at you with violent intent, that you're defending your life, right? Because if they get a lucky shot in, like a neck shot or something like that, somewhere, they said, now I don't know if there's a lot of truth to this. I've heard that if you slap a guy in the right spot, right in the right fucking cluster of nerves somewhere around here, that it'll take 12 hours for the aneurysm to happen, right? But you will die. And so keep that in mind. And that's why I never let anybody strike you, right? Never let it happen. Just don't let it happen. There hasn't been anybody that can punch. I don't know, Bruce Lee could probably have knocked my dumb ass out, right? But there's anybody yet who's been able to punch fast enough to actually, I've never been knocked out, right? And never hardly ever been punched, right? Just, if you got a shot in on me, I let you have it. So I can feel that pain and get pissed off and go red rage on your dumb ass. right? Because I have that too. That's my old man. He gave it all to us, right? He'd go red rage, dude. Dude, I've seen the smoke clear after the old man red raged on some guys, right? And scary shit, right? Scary shit. Scary as fuck. Yeah, I can hardly see what he did, right? He was a blur of motion. And then the one big ass guy that he knocked out was just like, I mean, it was casual. The old man was just kind of sitting there, shitty and grin on his face. That's where I got that from, right? It's like, dude, you don't want this, right? You really don't, right? And the guy was smart enough to go back in the bar, but then the dumbass came they all called him a pussy, and he came running back out. They call him pussy. And the old man says, hey, it's your funeral, right? It says, he came running in, and the old man just went, just like a little rabbit punch. The guy was coming at him, right? And this is the stupidest thing you ever do. Put your arms out in front of you, right? I, myself, I'm not my old man. I'm not fucking 1,000-pound fucking punch or anything like that, right? I'm very small compared to him, right? And so when somebody comes at me with their arms out to grab my neck like that, I shoot straight in the middle and pop them right in the nose. And fucking, once you get popped in the nose, it hurts so bad that your head just turns back and your hands fall short because I got a very long reach, right? And that's what I've done to every fucking dumb cunt that's come at me. If they were close enough to where I couldn't get my foot or my knee into this, right? Because if you're coming at me far enough away, and I got enough time, you're getting a nut kick, or you're getting a knee, or you're getting the foot or the knee to the fucking face. And if you're close enough, rarely they get close enough because they got to start from very close, right? Then you got to thread the needle right between them, pop them. I learned not to punch with my knuckles, even though I lose a few inches of reach. Open palm right to the fucking nose, dude. Ends it. And because they're running in at full force. You don't even have to punch them that hard, right? They use all their weight against them. Pop. They just go stars, right? You imagine what it was like when you get popped in the nose like that, dude. Oh, God. Their life just fucking took a turn for the worst, right? And it doesn't go away for a while either. Pop in the nose like that. Just, oh, yeah. You can't even see straight for a while. Your eyes are watering so much and shit. So that's why I've always done to those fuckers who come at you with their hands. Fucking retards, man. Fucking stupidest cunty thing I've ever seen in my life, right? Yeah. How many people do it? A lot of them, right? Dumbest fucking thing you could ever do. Fucking, I've never done that. I don't attack, right? I've been on defense so long as being bullied as a little kid I've never started a fight, right? The idiots that try to make a move on me, I always say, that's what I call it. They make their first mistake, and that's trying to come at me, right? Because I ain't gonna let that happen. The only time I did get beat up once when I was drunk, blacked out. I was not even there, right? And so I stopped doing that because it's not a good look for me anyway. And yeah, that's why I stopped getting that drunk, because I can't fight when I'm drunk, and not gonna do that, because you never know when some dumb fucker is gonna finally make his first mistake. So you see me drink all the time. So I told my buddies the other day, like one of them even said that. He goes, "Now think about it. I have never seen you drunk." He goes, "I see you every time I see you, you got a beer, but I've never seen you drunk." I go, "Yeah, I stopped doing that." Part of it's because I flushed my liver. Once I flush the liver out, dude, that fucker's back to benching 500 again. Can't even get drunk. No hangovers, nothing like that. All right, we're gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna do a little bit of here and get home. I gotta go have some dinner and then and go drive door trash again. God, it's straining my will to live, right? I'm gotta tell you, right, dude. It's just even if I tried it, when I go out there with just trying to make it fun, even something always happens, turning into a shit show, and I get pissed off. God, it sucks, right? Anyway, I'm gonna check you guys' comments and then we'll bounce out. Oh, 2 people in the room, cool. Okay. Oh. Okay, we got one. From Loken, of course. Loken, good. Yep, we're at the pillaging stage of the fall of Rome. Yes, like I said, the final looting, right? And it's going down. It is, dude. Finally, some sun, right? Here we go. First time I got a good sunbeam, right there. It's gonna go away in just about 2 seconds, though. But yeah, you're 100% correct about that. It is the final looting, and this is why they have another one of those fake wars going on. I don't pay attention to that shit anymore, right? I don't even do that. You know, I gotta admit to you guys right now. You know me. You know how I was all into that ranting and shit. You know how much better my life has been since I stopped looking at that shit, right? And I had to, because I was in such grief with my mom, right? But I had already pretty much started to do that anyway. But after that, I didn't look at, well, you know that, right? I have not done that. And I started to realize that I wasn't getting bald spots on my head anymore, right? And I started to realize that I was not thinking about that shit was a lot easier, a lot more comfortable. And you know what I started to realize? Just like Jack says, right? It's all a hoax and a psyop. Trying to make you scared. There's nothing gonna. I'm starting to think that all the shit they're gonna do isn't even gonna work. They can't do shit to us. They can't do shit to us as long as you're not afraid, right? That's why whenever I hear his voice in my head saying that everything's a hoax and a psyop, man. Everything's a hoax and a psyop. He's so fucking 100% correct on that. And so I haven't hit him up in a while either, right? I gotta hit Jack up, and I gotta go on one of the streams too, right? I gotta go listen in. I know he's probably still. I notice he isn't doing as much either, right? But I gotta do one where I can have him on too, right? We gotta get back into it. Oh, dude, get this. I'll sign off with this. My buddy Larry, right? The guy I'm talking to about doing stand up. He goes to fucking car launch. He's been going for the last few years, right? Fucking loves it. He says it's amazing. And so we're car launching this year, baby. It's happening. And so if Jack can make it up, fucking A, he's coming with. But we're going because Larry knows the layout. And we're gonna bring a car. We're launching. So might be the Jag. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna launch the Jag. But you know what I'm thinking about is buying another one of these piece of shit Jags around here and launching that motherfucker. So anyway, that's where it's at. Be ready for that 4th of July, right? And so, oh yeah, I will be fucking live streaming from in the car. Not me myself personally, but I'm gonna fucking get a burner phone, turn on the fucking live stream, put it on that phone, put it in the car, right? It's gonna be fun as shit. And so that's what we got planned for this year. And so me and Larry have been hanging quite a bit, right? I've been out to his property. It's amazing. He's been over to my house. Yeah. He's a great guy. And his life and death story, or his death story, he met the bearded man, right? So he's talked to JC himself. He said he had red hair, bright red hair, beard, right? Didn't even know who he was talking to. But when he told me who it was, he said, I go, well, do you have anything defining characteristic? He goes, well, hell yeah. He goes, he was surrounded by love. I said, what? He goes, I don't know how I knew that. And he was also, get this, he was also surrounded by what I can only deduce was the Clockwork Elves, right? He said there are a bunch of little halfling-sized, little grinning, fucking giggling idiots, right? He said he looked like they were important, and he said they looked busy, but they were still just crowded around this guy, and they're just giggling away, biggest fucking smiles on their faces. Said that, like, if they smiled any bigger, they'd fucking destroy they'd break bones or something like that, right, dude? He described it that way. He said that they were just, and he said they're just giggling. He said, but he said, it strikes me that their laughter was a language. Dude, I was like, no, the fuck way, because I love anybody who tells me that they've passed and come back. I just question them as far as they'll answer, right, until finally, you know. But I'll keep questioning. And I did the same thing with Kyle. Kyle, my one buddy that was douchebagged out on me after I left Sayer, his story was a trip though, because see, him and his brother, they're young, right? Old man Larry, he had a heart attack or something like that, right? And they were medevacing him, and that's when he died in the helicopter, and he came back there too, right? So anyway, but Kyle and his brother, they were going 130 miles an hour, and the other car coming the other way was speeding too. It was going over 102. So the added impact, the combined impact of those two vehicles, well beyond fatal. He said that he wrote a bit about this, right? But short poem, right? Anyway, he said everything stopped, but they didn't, right? He said it just, they at the last second, right? See it, because you're going that fast, dude. You ever gone that fast? Yeah. It's stupid to go that fast, right? But I've done it before too, right? 128 miles an hour average tankage, right? You get in a collision at that head-on with another car going the other way, even if it's only going 60, you know, right? But this car, he said that the other car was going over 100 as well. I don't know how what the fuck, how stupid are they to do that, right? Anyway, I didn't even ask him the specs on it, right? He said that when he saw them, they just saw it was the last second thing and just barely had time to even think, right? And just bam, he said, everything stopped He said, but him and his brother didn't. They kept going, right? Isn't that weird? And I said, when did you stop? He goes, I'm not sure if we did. It was that weird, right? He said everything stopped, and he said that it was dark, and they were still in motion, right? They were still going 120 miles an hour, it seemed, right? But it was. He said it was different because, of course, they're not physical, but they still felt that momentum. He said, and all he said was he heard a voice, and it overpowered everything. He didn't see anybody or anything like that. He heard the voice say, only one may stay, or only one can stay, or something like that. And he said the first thing he did was he piped up, right? He said, I'll go back, right? He said it was just a vote. They were just talking. That's what he said. He couldn't see anything. Couldn't see his brother or anything like that. He could just feel that he was there. And he said, I'll go back. Make it be me. Let it be me. Make it me, because he was the one who was driving, right? And so the guilt on him, right? And he went down he was in jail for 7 years or something like that for this. Went down in no joke jail either, right? He was down in Southern Cal. He was friends with Suge, dude. He hung out with Suge Knight, dude. No, I'm not kidding you. But yeah, Kyle. His name's Kyle. And he's the only one, dude. When I found out about it, dude, I was, because he was one of our snowboard brothers, but me and Kyle were never that close. Me and Josh were always the tight ones, right? And then Eddie and I were also hung a lot. But Kyle was the one for this. Right? But we still knew, he were bros. We flip each other's shit all the time, right? He used to flip me shit about being the old guy, right? Because I was 20 years older than all these guys. But, dude, when I heard about that, I felt like I got stabbed in the heart, right? Because I know what it's like to be in prison, and it's fate worse than death. And so, I just literally, fucking, I was like, And then I thought about it for a minute, right? And Josh was still talking, telling me about what happened, right? And I wasn't really hearing it, right? And it just dawned on me. I go, well, if anybody can do it, it'll be Kyle. And that's the truth. He did it. He made it. Fuck, dude. He woke up in jail. He had a broken back, right? Dude, he just did 100-mile-an-hour plus head-on collision, right? And died. And he didn't go he came to, he wasn't in the hospital. He was on the floor in the jail. And he had a broken back. And he got up. What the fuck, right? Dude, this is why, when we talked about this when he was at my house, there's something going on with him that he's got to be in this game, or he did something, right? Because that kind of shit doesn't happen, right? You don't fucking have a broken back laying on a fucking prison cell, fucking cuffed and stuffed, and just get up, right? And that's why when he got up, everybody went silent, right? Because they figured, they thought he was just going to lay there and die, right? And they told him, I'm sure the pigs told him he just fucking had the collision. I'm sure he looked like it. Broken back and all, right? Fucking, I think he must have went through a windshield. Who knows what the fuck happened, right? But he looked like a guy who just got in a 200-mile-an-hour fucking car wreck, right? And he gets up, and everybody just went, oh, fuck. It'd be like, imagine like watching the dead resurrected, right? And so, yeah. Immediately, everybody just went, ooh, well, shit, fuck me, right? Don't fuck with that guy. And that worked in his favor, too, because Kyle's a big guy. He is, already. And so, yeah. He didn't have a lot of problems in there, he said. And he said there was one time when they even fucking had him, they had him in those shackle chains where they put you in the handcuffs and the leg cuffs and shit like that, where you're hobbled, pretty much. And he said the cops went in there and chained him up right like that, and he said he was sitting in there. He was tired. He said he kind of nodded out, and then when he woke up, he said he just stood up, and he said all the fucking chains fell off of him. They just fell off, right? He says he didn't know how it happened. He has no clue. He said, but they fell off, and he was just like, oh fuck, right on. He just like, and he sat and he just paced around a little bit, and then pretty soon the cops come in, and they're all fucking swatted up, right? And the lead cop goes, how'd you get out of those? He says, they fell off. And he's like, close the door, right? Fucking, they all confer, and then they come back, because they all know, no way, we locked those, right? And they all come back in, they go, you cool, right? You ready to go back? Yeah, I'm good. We need to change up? He goes, no, I'm good. He's like, Okay, because all right, that'd be the weirdest shit for those cops, dude. I'm sure, right? Fucking, because they're all the chains are laying there on the ground. The- How did fucking Houdini get out of them, right? He said he has no clue. He just stood up and they just fell off. And so that's impossible too, right? Just like getting up with a broken back, right? Off a fucking cold concrete floor, fucking shackled up, right? Dude, that's fucking insane right there. When he told me that, he said fucking he woke up after talking to God or whoever, right? Wakes up on a fucking prison cell floor because there was victims of the other car. They determined that he had caused the wreck, even though the other car was reckless too, right? But this is why it wasn't life in prison or anything like that because both were at fault. But yeah, there was, and his brother died. God damn it, right? I can imagine what. Wow, right? But no, trust me, he's been through the fucking ringer. He paid his penance. Um, yeah. So weird as shit, right? But he said, okay, get this. This is the one other thing I'll say, and then we're going to close it. Is that because I questioned him as much as possible, and I said, do we still got to talk about this too? Because even though he was a douche when he left, when he saw me this last time, he fucking came up, apologized. He's the first thing he's like, I was playing ping pong. I look up, I see him. He's just standing off the side. He's like, bro, can you forgive me, please? I've been thinking about this since, right? And I was like, all right, what am I supposed to say, right? Because it had my brain fucked up too, right? This is Kyle, one of my boys, right? And so we hug up. He goes, hands me all the money in his wallet. He goes, I'm like, he goes, I know, for you, right? He goes, I'm gonna get you some more, right, blah blah blah, right? And so I was like, all right, right on. Okay, so we're cool. But the detail that he gave me that I've been pondering was he saw, because I asked him, I said, when you heard this voice, right? Assume it's the creator, right? I'm not gonna say God, right? Or whoever's in charge of the simulation, whatever, right? I said, you didn't see him? He goes, he thought about it and then he goes, well, not at first, right? I go, what do you mean? He goes, well, he says, I thought I saw what he was made of, right? I'm like, really? And do tell, right? And he says, it's kind of hard to explain, but it was us. I was like, what? He goes, yeah. He said he could see this great ocean of water droplets, but they were separate, and they were us, all of us, humanity, right? And as a collective, that was what made the creator, right, dude? And weird, dumbfounding, but makes perfect sense at the same time, too, right? And so he said, he could see different water droplets coming and going of those, born and dying or whatever, right? But it was like an ocean of, right? Is that crazy or what? I'm still trying to imagine what it must have looked like. I'm sure I'll never get it, but he said just almost it wasn't an infinite number of water droplets, but that was a lot, right? So it was a vast fucking ocean of them, right? Fucking crazy, isn't it? He said that's the closest he could come to describing it with words. And I'm still thinking about that shit, right? So I question everybody who's been to the other side, right? And so, all right. So that's that. Where we at? Oh, we're over an hour and 23. Okay, I'm gonna close it down. Hopefully, the crew will see that and watch this later. I put it on public already, so that way it'll be up. And then I'm gonna be back down. What is today? I don't even know. Monday. I can't do Wednesdays because Wednesday's karaoke night. But I'm thinking Thursday might be a good night because we're doing our comedy jam session, writing session on Tuesday. So maybe Thursday will be a good day to start doing the stream again, and I could do. Well, as soon as the ice breaks, it'll be here every time, right? They'll probably be here every time anyway. So Thursday for sure. But the day the ice breaks, I'll be doing one too, because we'll be here. So first day is always for me. Then I'll start bringing other people who want to learn this with me. I got a couple of them, but I do it solo the first time, and so after that, I'll start to bring a few people. And there's only been 2 other people who have ever come down here with me and do it once, right? Nobody has done it with regularity, but I think I got a guy who wants to do it like it. He wants to start. He wants to experience what it's like to become superhuman, as Wim Hof puts it. Oh, by the way, you like my cowboy hat? Found this shit in my mom's house, right? Look, it's got wire all the way around it, so you can mold the rim into any way you want it. Crazy, right? I'm a cowboy now. All right, guys. I'm going to sign out. I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining. You guys are awesome. Hell yeah. Let's check the comments before I go. It says, thanks for the stream. When's the next stream? Thursday. Try for Thursday. Remain calm. I know, right? Loken again. Yeah, Jack hasn't streamed in a while. I saw that he had one up. He did one last week. But anyway, I'm going to text him and tell him about this 4th of July, because Larry's been there. Like, he said last time he was fucking, it was after he had no, not the last time, the time before was when he had the heart attack thing, right? And he said he was there with the fucking cane and shit. He says he loves it. And so he got to get there early because the camp places are all taken, but he says it's fucking awesome. It's awesome thing. So I'm going with him this year. And so it's going. It's on, baby. All right. Big love to everybody. Thank you so much, Loken. Also, Joey, and anybody else who I've missed who was in here. And then thanks for everybody who showed up. Though the first 11, dude, I looked up, there was 11 people in here. I was like, what? But they were all people who were just clicking on randomly, right? And they're surely all gone. But big love. I'm going to catch you back come Thursday, or unless the ice breaks before then, which the way it looks, I'm thinking it's at least a week. We're a week out, right? But you never know, right? It was weird because it was warm, and I literally expected it to be broke today, right? But fuck. Anyway, cheers. Big love, everybody. I'll catch you, and I'll be back. We'll do one on Thursday, right from right here, the same place, all right? So, how's it go? What's my old catchphrase, for fuck's sake? Oh, yeah, boost your immune system now. God damn it, right? Like I'm trying to do today, but failing really bad. No, I started to flush again, too, by the way, dude. So, that's going well. And I'm doing I got the belt on right now. I'm doing the hernia thing. I'm using castor oil. I'll let you know how it goes. Cheers. Where are we at? God damn, I forgot how to do this. I think that's it. There it is. Boom. No? All right. Big love, everybody. And we're out.